Friends, welcome back. Now we'll understand a very important topic, that is curve. Okay, and then we'll understand its types, that is simple curve and not simple curve, that is compressed curve. Now, what is a curve? Curves are those drawings which you can draw in one flow, okay, where you do not have to lift your pen. Fine, so those drawings are called curves. How? You see, so this is a simple drawing I've drawn. So if you have to draw this particular figure, you can draw it in one flow only, right? You see, even this also in one flow only you can draw. For this you don't have to lift your pen. In one flow only you can draw this also. In one flow only you can draw this figure also. So these are all the types of curves for which you are not lifting your pen. So in one flow you are drawing all these figures, isn't it? Now let's see what is a simple curve and what is a not simple curve. So simple curve, you see some of the figures I have given. So these are all the curves, because all the drawings which you can see, you can draw it in one particular flow only. So see this, no matter what the curve is, but you can all finish it up in one flow only. See, isn't it? So these are all curves. These are all curves. In one flow only you can finish it up. So these are all simple curve. But why they are called simple curve, we'll discuss this little bit later. Now let's see some examples of not simple curve. These are also curve, but these are not simple. You can see every drawing, whatever you are seeing or watching now, can be drawn in one flow. See, if you start from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, you see, I can finish it up in one flow. I've shown this drawing also, this also, 1, 2, 3, 4, see, in one flow only I've drawn. If you take this one, 1, 2, 3, see, finished. So for this I have not lift my pen. But this is not a curve. Why? Suppose if I have to draw this particular figure, first I have to draw one circle, and if I have to draw these two eyes of this particular drawing, then I have to lift my pen, and then again I have to draw this, isn't it? Individually you can say that this is a simple curve, this is also a curve, this is also a curve, and this is also a curve. But as a whole, this is not a curve, as because to draw this particular figure you have to lift your pen. Fine, so it is not a curve, students. Okay, now let's discuss why this is a simple, not a simple curve, and why this is a simple curve. Okay, now let us first understand and try to find out the difference. Now if we say, suppose this point, now let me circle it out so that you can understand. Okay, so in this point how many lines are coming? 1. If I take this point, how many lines are coming? How many curves are coming? 1. If I take this point, students, how many curves are coming? 2, isn't it? If I take this point, how many lines are coming? 1. If I take this point, suppose, how many curves are coming? 1, 2. If you take this point, students, how many points? How many lines? 2, isn't it? If I take this one, how many curves? 1. If I take this particular point, suppose, how many curves? 1, 2. If I take this point, 1, 2. So what you have observed, that wherever, whichever figure you see under simple curve, you will find that either one curve or either maximum 2 curve is coming and meeting. Okay, meeting, they are not overlapping, they are just meeting together at some point. But you see somehow this drawings are a little bit different. If you see this particular point, you will find that only two lines are joining. Okay, accordingly then we can say it is a simple curve. But if you consider the whole figure, there is one particular point is there where you see how many points are coming? 4 lines are coming. Fine. If you consider this particular point, you see how many lines are coming, students? 1, 2, 3, isn't it? If you consider this point, so this is where you have to understand, this is how these figures are little different from each other. You see 4 lines again. Okay, again 4 lines. You see this part, how many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you see any point which is carrying 3 or more than 3 lines, okay, any curve, actually any simple curve which is carrying in a simple closed curve, if you see that any point which is carrying 3 or more than 3 lines, okay, so that particular figure will be considered as not a simple curve, but a figure in which you will see that 1 or 2, maximum 2 lines are coming together. This will be considered as a simple curve. This is how you really differentiate between a simple curve and not a simple curve. And I guess you have understood why this is not a curve. Okay, so please revive my video and just see to it why I have said this curve this particular figure is not a curve. Now let's build a conception of diagonals. This is not a new word for you. Actually, this you have already come across in your previous class also. So just to revive, so what is a diagonal? So diagonal is a line which joins the opposite vertices. So these are all the vertices. I guess you remember, students. So these are all the vertices. The other name of vertices is corners. So how many corners this figure is carrying? 4. So when you join these opposite corners, the line which joins the opposite corners or vertices is called a diagonal. So if you join these two line also, these 2 points also, this is also a diagonal. So this 4-sided figure can have how much diagonals? 1 and 2. In the same way, you see, if you join these 2 points, this is also one of the diagonal, this is also one of the diagonal, okay, this is also one of the diagonal, this is also one of the diagonal. Okay, so the opposite vertices, the line which joins the opposite vertices, the opposite points is what? This also, this also. Okay, so these are all the opposite vertices. The line which is joining the opposite vertices, these are all called diagonal. So you have to know what is a diagonal, because the further things is related with this also only. Okay, so let's see what is there. Now the polygons, the polygon is a big chapter, students, and very important for your upcoming classes. So what is a polygon? Polygons we have understood. What is a polygon? Figure which is made up of line segment, isn't it? Now there are some polygons which are named as convex polygon as well as a concave polygon. So you have to understand the difference between these two polygons also. Now convex polygons is what? It is those polygons whose all the diagonals lies inside the figure. Okay, so that is, see, all the diagonals which lie inside the figure. See, all the diagonals, it is inside the figure, isn't it? And all the angles will be what? Either it could be obtuse or acute, but there will be no reflex angles. Okay, that is reflex angle, you remember, students, more than 180 degree and less than 360 degree, exactly. But in the concave figure, you see, it is those polygons which will have at least one reflex interior angle, and you will also find that the diagonals are outside the figure. You see, this is a figure, so this is an angle which is a reflex angle. If you consider this particular figure, this is a angle which is a reflex angle. So one reflex angle, and even you see the diagonals are outside the figure, not inside the figure. So this is how you can recognize what is a concave polygon and what is a convex polygon. Okay, in convex polygons, all the angles will be what? Either acute or either obtuse, but no reflex angle would be there. But in concave polygon, there would be at least one reflex interior angle. Okay, interior angle, that is not exterior angle, interior angle, that is any one of the interior angle among no matter how many angles are there, but at least one angle should be a reflex interior angle. Okay, and you will also find that the diagonals is drawn outside the figure. Now this is how you will differentiate it. Now let's see, there is some other polygons also that you have to understand. That is regular polygon. You will find this word very important, regular polygon. Now what is a regular polygon? A regular polygon is both equiangular and equilateral. Now what is the meaning of equiangular? Equi means what? Equal, and angular means what? Angle. So all the angles would be equal. And what is the meaning of equilateral? Equi means equal and lateral means sides. So the figure, the polygons which is carrying all the angles equal as well as all the sides equal are called regular polygons. So the example is what? Square. So it is not that only square is an example of a regular polygon. There are other regular polygons are also there. So if I say that a regular hexagon, regular hexagon, hexagon means 6-sided figure. Exactly. So when we are using the word regular in front of a hexagon, that means that all the sides of the hexagon would be equal, and even all the angles, all the interior angles of that particular hexagon will be also equal. Once it is written this, regular. So regular means any polygon, in front of any polygon if you write regular, that means that particular polygon will have equal sides, all the sides will be equal, and even the angles will be also equal. See, even I have given one star marking out here. So rectangle is not a regular polygon. Why? Why rectangle is not a regular polygon? As because it is equiangular, no doubt, because all the angles are 90 degree, equiangular. But it is not equilateral because all the sides are not equal. It is opposite sides are equal, and that is the reason why rectangle will not be considered as a regular polygon. So the condition on which you can you can say that any polygon is irregular, that is they have to satisfy this both the thing, not at least one, both the thing they have to satisfy, that is angular also they have to be, and they have to be also equilateral. So what is the irregular polygon? Irregular polygon are those polygons which are not regular. Either you will find that the rectangle is also a irregular polygon. Why? Though it is carrying an equiangular, but it is not equilateral. So it is not satisfying the two conditions. Fine. So the figure which is not satisfying the two conditions, that is equiangular and equilateral, can be considered as irregular polygon. I hope you have understood. Now let's move on to the next topic.